Environment and its misuses have become common nowadays. On one side, we can see that Government of India is organizing conferences, seminars, and also cooperating with other countries regarding environment and climate change, and it is taking a pledge of net zero by 2070. On the other side, we can see that a segment of the government is misusing these things and they are exploiting the environment. Hello friends, welcome to the InNews series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about Supreme Court verdict on Jim Corbett case. So moving towards the points of discussion. So this topic is important for GS2 as well as GS3 perspective. First of all, we are going to discuss the news. Then we are going to discuss court observation, and after that we are also going to discuss that what are the panel access for the damage, then guidelines for the safaris, that what Supreme Court has given guidelines for the safaris and what it has objected, and before we are also going to discuss practice question for prelims, and before that you have to like, share and subscribe to the Drishti IAS channel. Moving towards the news part. So what had happened that in the name of ecotourism in Jim Corbett, we can see that there was an illegal felling of 6,000 trees, and this is not just 6 trees, this is the illegal felling of 6,000 trees. And even if you are illegally felling the 6 trees, it is crime in the nature. So because of this, Supreme Court has to intervene into this matter in order to save the environment, in order to save us from the climate change. So that's why this topic is important for polity as well as environment. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about court observation. So in the present case, the Supreme Court has made few observations. The first observation is that in the name of human greed and in the name of ecotourism, this is a very sorry state for the whole humans that we have come to, and we have stooped to this level where we have to see these kind of things and where we are illegally felling of so many trees because we need our own greed. So this is one observation by the Supreme Court. The second thing is that the court had also directed Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change to form a specialized committee to study the recommended whether the tiger safari should be permitted in the buffer or fringe areas of tiger reserve. So as you all know that this is the tiger reserve and these are the buffer areas. So the Supreme Court directed that there should be a committee and the committee should decide that in this buffer zone the tiger reserves or tiger things safaris should be permitted or not. So this is the court observation. Moving to the other slide is about the Supreme Court had also made few important observations, and the court also hinted that there are other people apart from the ministers who are involved into such greedy things, and they had said that they will be also investigated, and Central Bureau of Investigation has given this authority that they will investigate and they should submit the report in next 3 months. And this bench had also observed, and first of all you should know that who has led this bench. So Justice B.R. Gavai has led this bench, and the bench has also observed that Uttarakhand could not run away from the responsibility, because it is the responsibility of the state also that they need to restore the forest. And also Justice Gavai had said that for environment, tigers are important, and for tigers, environments are important. So in order to maintain the ecotourism, it's very important to have tigers as well as the forest. So that's why they both are needed for the ecotourism or also ecosystem. So this is the court observation. Moving to the next one, which is the panel to assess damage. So there would be the panel which will assess the extent of damage has been caused, and there will be also the legal repercussion along with the financial repercussion, and whatever the money will be restored from the financial thing, it will be used for the restoring the forest. So these are the court direction which has been made into this particular case. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about guidelines for safaris. So Supreme Court had few objections regarding the earlier guidelines which has designed for the safaris, and Supreme Court had given the fresh direction, and the bench said in the committee's recommendation were in the favor of tiger safaris. It means that first of all the committee should decide that there should be the tiger safaris along with the tiger reserve or not, and if it is in the favor that there should be the tiger safaris, then they must care the few guidelines, and the guidelines will be applied to the pan-India basis. And the court had disagreed with the 2019 NTCA guidelines, which brought the tigers exhibited in zoo for these safaris. And the tiger safari must be the eco-centric, not the human-centric. So there should be the focus on the ecology, environment, not should be for the humans' greed. And the Justice Ghai also referred the section 9 of the 2016 NTCA guidelines, which said that only injured tigers after suitable treatment, conflict tigers or orphan tigers cubs unfit for rebuilding and release into the wild ought to be put in the safari. So in order to this, these are the things which has been guidelines by the NTCA, but it has been objected by the Supreme Court, and it said that why only these tigers will be preserved and they will be the part of the safaris. It means that other tigers are not preserved and they are very much prone to the exploitation, and tigers should be sourced from the same landscape as well as the safari was established. So all these directions must adhered by all the tiger reserves. The other recommendation also consists that we already had discussed that it should be the approach of ecocentrism, not the anthropocentrism, and also precautionary principles are required in order to maintain the tiger reserves and tiger safari, and it should ensure that whatever the damage has been caused, the animal source shall not be outside the tiger reserves. So earlier we have seen that there is a guideline that the particular location tigers would be used or not used, but would be what you can say established and would be shifted to the same tiger safari areas. So this particular direction must be adhered by all the tiger reserves. And also the court objected that 2019 guidelines which selected the animals to be put in the safaris would be done with the approval of Central Zoo Authority. So the court has objection with this Central Zoo Authority also, and the court dismissed the master plan for management of tiger safaris. And whatever the formulation plans they have, the Supreme Court has dismissed all these plans. Moving to the next slide. So the other judgment stressed about the tiger safari should be established keeping in mind the precautionary principle of causing least damage to the tigers and the environment, and noise level should be restricted into that area. Also, safari should be proximate to animal rescue center in order to any injury or any kind of the damage, there should be the animal rescue center so that their lives could be saved. And also the committee has to file its report in the 3 months. So these are the obligation and these are the orders by the Supreme Court which have to followed. And also the court said that safari already existing like the one in the Pakro zone at Corbett need not to be disturbed. And however, they had also directed Uttarakhand government to establish an animal rescue center in the vicinity of the safari. So these are the observation which has been made by the Supreme Court, and whatever the observation and judgment made by the Supreme Court, it should not apply just to the Uttarakhand or Jim Corbett area, because such kind of illicit activities are also happening with other tiger reserves. The incidents has been reported, that's why it came to the news. Many incidents which are not reported, and we can see that there are exploitation of the animals. So in order to stop the exploitation of animals and environment and the whole ecosystem, the Supreme Court has to come with this judgment and should be followed by the pan-India. Moving to the question part. So this question has been already asked in 2013. So this is the previous year question. National Park, river flowing through the park. So Corbett National Park, Ganga. Kaziranga National Park, Manas. Silent Valley National Park, Kaveri. So here you have to find out that which pairs are correct and you have to answer accordingly in the comment section. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to this session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.